Weekly forecast and predictions for Mesha Rashi from 26 June to 2nd July. After several flip-flops and miscalculations, you are wise and confident in decision making. You will be very much in your elements and natural flow this week. Your leadership abilities and troubleshooting qualities will be highly appreciated and admired. On the work front, you will accomplish multiple tasks and clear the pending jobs like a cakewalk. Security agents, borderline soldiers, and reserve policemen should take anticipatory measures for self protection. Machinery operators, surgeons handling complicated cases, and petrol bunk owners should double check the safety measures and potential dangers. It is the right time to teach money handling, saving, and investment strategies to your children. Partners and close friends will give you a profound insight and perspective about various subjects in general. Reciting Bilvashtakam, Shamala Dandakam, and Agni Ashtottara will increase your inner strength and power. Lucky numbers for Mesha Rashi people this week will be 14, 33, and 51. Lucky color will be champagne red color. And the lucky tip that needs to be followed is on Wednesday, wash all the idols in your puja room with tamarind and salt mixed at hot water and rearrange them in the proper order. Weekly forecast and predictions for Vrishabha Rashi from June 26 to July 2nd. Despite of bitter experiences and betrayal, you will continue to believe people and their imaginary stories. An inbuilt strong belief in faith and humanity will finally bring great results as envisioned by you. Those who have a weakness for indulging in betting, lottery, and gambling should strictly refrain from borrowing and overdraft this week. A so called enemy could prove to be otherwise and may actually end up helping you. Government officers and administrators will be thrust upon with work outside your jurisdiction. Avoid exercising your powers without formal authorization. Placement and consultancy centers, immigration facilitators, and embassy employees will be in much demand this week. Demolition workers, heavy industrial machinery operators, and drivers should avoid collateral damage and losses at the work this week. Housewives in mid 30s need to be extra careful while handling sharp instruments and kitchen tools. Reciting Surya Mandala Stotram, Bhargava Stuti, and Vijayalakshmi Ashtotra will bring prosperity and success. Lucky numbers for Vrishabha Rashi people this week will be 9, 19, and 29. Lucky color will be platinum color. And the lucky tip that needs to be followed is smear the threshold or the step up of the main entrance, colloquially addressed as Hostilu or Vaskal, with turmeric paste and kumkum dots on Friday evening. Weekly forecast and predictions for Mithuna Rashi from 26 June to 2nd July. An important phase where you need to keep your emotions in control and avoid dependency. Those who are traveling should avoid overpacking and carrying heavy luggage. A brief romantic encounter could refresh your mind and soul, but also could dent your reputation and credibility. Handle the situation diplomatically. Graduate students, interns, and correspondence course seekers will get the much needed guidance and support from your teachers. A family friend or a patron will play a pivotal role in solving some deep rooted issues and mysteries. Your love life will be stabilized, and youngsters will voluntarily take up the responsibilities this week. Taxation authorities, civil engineers, and divisional and unit heads of electrical departments will be in much demand and gain more importance this week. Franchisee owners, dealers, and distributors will find a turnaround and recover the losses incurred in the last fortnight. Chanting Sudarshana Kavacham, Kapila Ashtottara, and Rajamatangi Stotra will give remarkable growth and ascension. Lucky numbers for Mithuna Rashi people this week will be 4, 17, and 46. Lucky color will be tamarind brown color. And the lucky tip that needs to be followed this week is practice singing or listening to Ragamalika Kirtana encompassing 9 ragas or 9 classical tunes. Weekly forecast and predictions for Karkataka Rashi from 26 June to 2nd July. After an extended weekend celebrations, you need to switch gears and move forward into serious work mode. Many tasks and projects will gain momentum and velocity this week. and registered medical practitioners, that is the RMP doctors, should be prepared for surprise tests and checks from the higher authorities. A few cases abruptly closed in the past might be reopened and investigated. This time around, there will be no shortcuts and escape routes. Union leaders, social activists, and those who fight for social justice will be targeted and harassed. Seeking legal protection is much advised. Investing in attractive schemes without verifying the clauses and conditions could lead to the deadlock and stagnancy of your hard earned money. Field workers, ground reporters, door to door salesmen, and saleswomen will be rewarded for your hard work and get promoted as well. Students appearing for re examination and supplementary exams should develop a strong self belief and focus on your strengths. Chanting Ashtalakshmi Stotram, Narasimha Kavacham, and Chandra Ashtottara will bring instant richness and abundance. Lucky numbers for Karkataka Rashi people this week will be 22, 55, and 88. Lucky color will be golden purple color. And the lucky tip that needs to be followed is provide milk and bread to students as midday meals on Thursday. Weekly forecast and predictions for Simha Rashi from 26 June to 2nd July. A stupendous week where you will find growth, monetary support, and elevation from all the corners. Marriage proposals and talks could take a little longer than expected. In some cases, there could be a lack of response or non communication. Public servants holding high office positions could be reprimanded for careless attitude and abuse of power. An unresolved issue or misunderstanding with siblings could be solved in a simple manner in the midweek. Just make the first phone call without any prejudices. Modern artists, fusion artists, and cultural representatives will get bigger platforms and arenas to exhibit their art and talent. People suffering from arthritis, foot injuries, and infections should take an alternate expert opinion before starting a long term medication. Avoid handling excess liquid cash, unaccounted money, and valuables, especially on the weekend. Teenagers should avoid water based adventures and prolonged trips and excursions this week. Chanting Govinda Namavadi, 601st to 700th divine name from Shiva Sahasranama, and reading or listening Kiratarjuna episode from Mahabharata will give tremendous good results. Lucky numbers for Simha Rashi people this week will be 32, 64, and 96. Lucky color will be rose pink color. And the lucky tip that needs to be followed is wear a customized chakra balancing bracelet on your right arm after proper energization on Thursday. Weekly forecast and predictions for Kanya Rashi from 26 June to 2nd July. You are stepping into a crucial phase where some unavoidable questions need to be answered. Denying the truth and escaping from the reality will only compound the existing problems. Accept the reality and face it boldly. Officials interacting with general public need to speak a language relatable to the common man and address the issues from the grassroots level. Antique dealers, metal exporters, and software licensing agents will stumble across unexpected hurdles this week. Differences between the newlywed couple will be temporarily buried and a reluctant compromise will be established. Parents may face a few anxious moments related to your kids' slow learning or disinterested approach. Don't expect a tender sprout to transform into a sturdy tree overnight. Every flower needs its own time to blossom. Chief accountants, cashiers, and treasurers will have to be doubly cautious and transparent while handling big money this week. Reciting Arunachaleshwara Stotram, Vasavi Ashtottara, and reading or listening to Mundaka Upanishad will give you a thorough change and positiveness. Lucky numbers for Kanya Rashi people this week will be 12, 95, and 101. Lucky color will be lemon yellow color. And the lucky tip that needs to be followed is practice chanting Mahamrityunjaya mantra 108 times every day between 6 am to 7 am while facing northeast direction. Weekly forecast and predictions for Tula Rashi from 26 June to 2nd July. An intriguing period of time where you will struggle to differentiate between the good and bad, wise and the virtues. Don't make the mistake of taking things for granted based on the mere face value. Monday and Tuesday happen to be the most critical days of this week. Avoid risky ventures and show offs at the public places on these days. A well-wisher's involvement in your personal matters is slowly seem to be crossing the line and transforming into interference. Think well before revealing your personal secrets. Business analysts, startup venturists, and polyglots will be flooded with offers and opportunities this week. Think and evaluate the long term deliverables before signing on the dotted lines. A trap is well set to pounce on your weakness and diminish your reputation. Do not trust anyone excessively, as it will lead to regret later. People who have a medical history related to spinal cord, optical nerves, and muscle tissues are strongly advised to go for a preventive general checkup this week. Reciting Bhadrakali Stotram, Pitrudevadastava, and understanding the essence of Samkhya Yoga from Bhagavad Gita will give extraordinary changes. Lucky numbers for Tula Rashi people this week will be 26, 70, and 93. Lucky color will be dragon fire color. And the lucky tip that needs to be followed is suspend a customized picture of 7 galloping horses on the west wall of your master bedroom after proper energization on Friday. Weekly forecast and predictions for Vrishchika Rashi from 26 June to 2nd July. A promising time where you will experience the warmth of trust, reliability, and unconditional and timely support from your friends and colleagues. However, dual thoughts, self-doubting, and conflict in execution could bring you back to the square one. Condition your mind to remain balanced and calm all the time. Oncologists, YouTubers, and medicinal plant growers will have to face unforeseen challenges and remorse. Students pursuing post-graduation and masters need to shrug off their indecisive nature and utilize the resources and advices smartly. Unexpected expenses may create an imbalance in your weekly budget. Children in their late teens will exhibit remarkable presence of mind and crisis handling abilities. Fruits and vegetable vendors, wholesale plastic dealers, and pygmy collectors will see a rise in the business and steady flow of customers. A short trip to the midst of the nature will open up your chakras and refresh your soul. Reciting Hanuman Chalisa, Bhudevi Stotra, and Nirvana Shatkam will increase your karmic plus points. Lucky numbers for Vrishchika Rashi people this week will be 18, 69, and 94. Lucky color will be maroon color. And the lucky tip that needs to be followed is chant Ashtakshari Mahamantra Om Namo Narayanaya for 108 times on the weekend and decorate your main door with a large garland known as Tomala. Weekly forecast and predictions for Dhanur Rashi from 26 June to 2nd July. This week, you will get new opportunities to come out of the debt and clear all the dues. Be wise and judicious while handling the money. Youngsters participating in adventure sports, trekking, marathon, cycling, and bike race will surpass your limits and achieve the impossible this week. This is the right time for secondary investments and diversified money parking. A small effort in this direction will give considerable results in the long term. A small effort in this direction will yield considerable profits in the long term. Your partner's whims and fantasies will leave you perplexed and confused. Address the issue in a well thought out and radical approached manner. People suffering from critical illness and injuries will see a magical turnaround this week. Miracles of selfless prayer somewhere someone has offered for you has started working at last. Automobile experts, radiologists, and astrophysicists will have a major and decisive role to play in their respective fields this week. Pregnant women should avoid risky activities and long journeys this week. Reciting Ekanatheshwara Stotram, Dattatreya Bhajan, and Shri Sukta Ashtottara will give mental peace and happiness. Lucky numbers for Dhanur Rashi people this week will be 34, 35, and 36. Lucky color will be gold and blue combination. And the lucky tip that needs to be followed is perform Satyanarayana Puja on Thursday at your residence or participate in Samohika Satyanarayana Puja being organized at a temple. Weekly forecast and predictions for Makara Rashi from 26 June to 2nd July. This week begins with lots of hopes and promises. You will get a great support from your friends and team members as well. Businessmen and entrepreneurs will succeed in forming new and strategic alliances. In some cases, reunion with your estranged partners is also indicated strongly. Midweek, a few persons who are jealous of your progress will try to create trouble and hinder your work. Prepare a plan B to encounter them well in anticipation. Taluk and district level politicians will gain more popularity and goodwill in your constituencies this week. Software engineers and biotechnologists will see a rise in their pay scale and on site opportunities as well. People suffering from skin allergy, knee and elbow issues should avoid getting exposed to adverse weather conditions. High school students will get an opportunity to understand the practical and profitable usage of your study. A novel idea or an offbeat marketing technique suggested by your spouse or business partner will boost your sales and business reach. Reciting Omkareshwara Stotram, Annapurneshwari Ashtakam, and Swananda Ganapati Ashtottara will clear the impediments and bring success. Lucky numbers for Makara Rashi people this week will be 45, 76, and 97. Lucky color will be sky blue color. And the lucky tip that needs to be followed is perform Brahmachari Puja or Subramanya Swami Abhishekam on Shashti day and offer red flower garlands to Lord Subramanya. Weekly forecast and predictions for Kumbha Rashi from 26 June to 2nd July. A prolonged legal battle or property related issue will temporarily tilt in your favor. Make hay when the sun shines and convert the half chances successfully. Your mind is quite turbulent and indecisive with regard to a close relative's family problems. Avoid giving unsolicited advices and let them figure out the solutions. Maintaining secrecy regarding your love life and special ones is much advised. A casual blurting could lead to serious consequences. Makeup artists, hairstylists, and beauticians may have to encounter rude and aggressive clients at your workplace. Don't be timid and hesitant to speak out and defend yourself. An ancestral trait or a reference to your lineage could bring additional respect at the social events this week. Daily wagers and contract laborers need to take safety precautionary measures related to your health this week. Reciting Anjaneya Dandakam, Saraswati Kavacham, and Venkatesh Ashtottara will bring confidence and success. Lucky numbers for Kumbha Rashi people this week will be 21, 56, and 100. Lucky color will be violet color. And the lucky tip that needs to be followed is restarting a long forgotten family tradition or custom or participating actively in the process will give remarkable changes this week. Weekly forecast and predictions for Meena Rashi from 26 June to 2nd July. A thoroughly transforming phase in your life is just about to commence. Tranquility, unbiased viewpoints, and remaining neutral to the peripheral happenings will become the new mantra and success routines for you this week. Your children are growing day by day and grooming themselves according to the needs and demands of today's world. Allow them to make their own choices and learn through the process. Cinematographers, VFX, and graphic designers will be immensely praised and appreciated for your innovative ideas and implementation. Marriage talks and discussions may come to a standstill due to many conditions and specifications. Avoid mixing business with relationship and let your heart overrule the mind for once. Newly appointed officers, ministers, and public representatives need to bring all your work experience to the table this week. This is the right opportunity to bring around the change that you have sought after. Execute with efficiency and deftness. Reciting 1st to 24th shlokas from Narayaniyam, Ganga Ashtottara, and your Kuladevata Stotra will bring excellent results this week. Lucky numbers for Meena Rashi people this week will be 16, 32, and 48. Lucky color will be topaz yellow color. And the lucky tip that needs to be followed is participate in Thirumanjana Seva to Lord Narasimhaswamy, seeking his divine protection and blessings. For astrological consultations and astro-related queries, please contact our support team at pureprayer.com or on the below given numbers.